brilliant speed with vibrant service, vibrant broadband internet.
Book 'em, Dano. Murder one. Hey,
Hey.
your show.
That seems quite appropriate to have the Hawaii 5 theme right ahead of the Vibrant U.
Well, I mean, there are fine, upstanding people on the Hawaii 5 show, and we have fine, upstanding people here.
Yeah.
Aren't one of them
yeah.
bald?
And I don't remember. It's been decades, I think, since I've seen at least the original, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, welcome to Vibrant U Live. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
And next Wednesday, we are going to have a Vibrant U Cybersecurity presentation, and that was called Hackers, Scammers, and AI.
Oh, yeah.
It's so we do the streaming one a few times a year. We do this one a couple times a year, but it's really important. So, we live in a digital age, and we want people to protect themselves from online threats. So today we're going to talk about cybersecurity, what it is, how to spot threats, and how to avoid them. Bo is going to start us out with an overview on what cybersecurity means.
Yeah, so cybersecurity is a term that gets thrown around quite a bit. It's pretty hard to have not heard it or not seen people talk about it a little bit, but it's basically the practice of protecting computers, mobile devices, networks, and data from unauthorized access, attacks, damage. So at its core, it's about three things. It's protecting information, preventing attacks and protecting from them, and then ensuring that your data and your systems stay safe and reliable. So, we like to think of it as kind of like home security. So some people don't lock their doors, but most people do. Most people have, some cameras, some type of home security, and you got to think of your personal information the same way. It's, it's your email, which leads to probably things you have saved, like your credit card information, your banking information. And so cybersecurity is being able to protect not only your financial information, but also your identity. Now, not everyone's had their identity stolen, but those who have, it's a crazy, horror story typically that takes years to get sorted out. Credit becomes something you have to get fixed. It's just kind of a really terrible situation. And cybersecurity is kind of the first line of defense in protecting your information. So, it's not just for a business, it's for everyone. Everyone's got a phone. Most people don't have as much protection as they need. And so we're just going to go a little bit into about ways to protect yourself and kind of how, what to be on the lookout for cybersecurity.
Right. So there's a few ways that scammers and hackers will try to get to you. And so I'm going to kind of use some nerdy, geeky terms, Shane style here. Anyway, so hackers are basically going to target a device. So if you have any devices that are connected to the internet, these are the devices that they're going to try to get you, so whether it be your phone, your iPad, your computer, any of those things that they have an opportunity to get, they're going to try. Then the scammers try to pull at your heartstrings and use social engineering. And so they're going to reach out to you and they're going to want the data from you, your social security number, your account numbers, the passwords, anything like that. And so they're going to make it sound urgent and that you have to do something. So those are the different ways that they're going to come at you. And, anybody's a victim.
Yeah. Since the dawn of email, scammers have tried to get people to bite on, asking them to click a link, and that's a term we call phishing with a PH. And just think of it as they're phishing for you. They're trying to get you to bite and trying to get you to click something or maybe even make a phone call. So that's called phishing when they try to get you through email. Another way is through your phone, through your SMS or short message service, or basically it's your texting service. So you'll get a text and they try to get you to click on this link or call us because your package didn't arrive in time or whatever. And that's called smishing. So SM-ishing, right?
Okay.
I know these are the geeky terms, right? The oldest technological way that scammers try to get you is through something we've had around for 100 years now, and that's a phone. So they do it by voice, and now they call that vishing. So it's just calling you and trying to get you to give up your credit card number or give up some information that way. And then this is kind of a new one. This is kind of more in the hacking realm and not so much the scammer realm. It is a scam, but they're hacking a device, and it's called skimming. And what that is they try to skim your credit card number. So this happens a lot of times at gas stations or at ATMs, and it's a device that they just stick on, usually over the keypad and the card swiper, and then you swipe it, and it swipes into their device as well as the ATM. You put your PIN in, and then now they've got your credit card number and your PIN, and that's called skimming. So, spotting these threats, most scams and hacks they have the same red flags. No matter what platform that they do it, it's generally, if something feels weird or something feels off, that should kind of raise red flags there. If they try to pressure you, if it's urgent, they say, do this within the next 24 hours, or call us right away, or else this will happen. If it's an urgent message like that, that can raise a red flag as well. Typos or strange formatting in the email or the text, a lot of times that can throw things off. And if they request for personal information or financial information through an email or text, that can throw things off as well. And one more thing to kind of look at is, did you even expect that email or that text? Did it come out of the blue from some strange number, or did it come out, from some weird email address? And those are kind of ways to spot those threats.
Yeah, and there's a few things to look at when you're spotting the threat. Like Shane kind of mentioned an overview of, kind of the feeling that you get when you open something, it just doesn't look right. So with emails, I don't know about you guys, but I have multiple emails and I get a lot in each inbox. So when I'm clearing them out, it's something you're almost doing without completely paying attention. So when you see an email that doesn't look right, just take a second, pause, and look at the sender address. A couple things we like to look for is, does it have any misspellings? Is it, instead of saying at Amazon, does it have a dot at the end of it? That's just ways that scammers try to fool you. And then also, did it come at a normal time? If you see an email from a company and it came at 2 a.m., unless someone's really wanting to work overtime, I doubt that's when they're going to be wanting to send an email to you. And then, like Shane mentioned too, if it's urgent, if it's saying you have to click this link or log in and do something, otherwise we're going to do this, that's typically not how things work. So just be a little bit careful there. And then very similar with texting. Now, your phone's always on you. So same with email. You're probably looking at it quick, maybe not paying super close attention, but just look if the number seems unfamiliar. If it's not in your contacts, it's kind of a big red flag. And then if it's just, the link looks suspicious, or, a lot of times people just aren't going to send you links that aren't in your contacts. So just be aware of that. And then with the vishing, the voice scams, these can be a little tricky because they can feel high pressured and unexpected. And sometimes you're thinking someone's in danger, or your bank accounts, something's compromised. And so if it feels a little untrustworthy, or just a little bit rushed, and they're trying to get you to do something, we just recommend hanging up. If it's your bank, call your bank directly from the number that you can look up on Google, and just verify it that way. Because even if that was a legit call, you can call them back directly, and there's no harm in doing that. It's just kind of a layer of protection against getting hacked. And then, Shane mentioned skimming. This one is kind of new to me as well, the card reader tampering. Now, this one, you may overthink this a little bit and think every card reader's out to get you, but just kind of be on the lookout for something that doesn't look right, which would be like slots that appear loose or misaligned, or they just look different than all the other ones. So not that you have to get a magnifying glass out and inspect everyone every time you get gas, but just kind of be a little bit wary of it if it's something that just doesn't look right. And that's just a few ways to avoid each of these different versions of scamming.
Yeah, that happened to my wife. Her card got skimmed. It happened in Glencoe at a gas station, yeah. And then this was about a year and a half ago. And then we heard that it was happening actually in town here too, in Litchfield. And so it can happen anywhere, and it's kind of hard to spot. but you do have to kind of pay attention. You kind of look at the gas pumps and go, oh yeah, this one kind of has a funny little cover over the buttons, and that one next to it doesn't really have that. So just be aware of that. Use the pump. If you have any questions, of course, just go inside and then either prepay or just pay it afterwards or whatever. But that's something that, have you guys had any of these scams? You talked about one, Jane.
The scam that came up recently with my girlfriend, we went on vacation together, and she had turned on her Wi-Fi at the airport, and she knows not to do that, but there was something that she had to do, and she did it. And the result of it is whoever got in there did her checking account, her credit card. So she spent. In fact, I was just talking to her last night. She's this has been like 3 weeks now. She's still dealing with closing those accounts, getting new accounts, everything.
So was it an unsecured
correct
Wi-Fi? Now,
Yep.
did they spoof it like it was the airport's Wi-Fi?
Well, I was thinking, and I don't know, I didn't ask the details, but my thoughts were while she was on an unsecured network, they tapped into her things.
Oh, okay. So somebody at the airport did that.
Yep,
Okay.
that's
sure.
what I was thinking, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Jeff, have you had any
I haven't,
texts come
fortunately.
through?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Fortunately.
Well, just one today. I mean, we were practicing the radio show, and
Yeah.
I said to Shane, "Hey, look at this text message." They wanted me to click on some
Attachment, yeah.
and I'm like, "What do you think? Does this look funky?"
Right.
Oh yeah, that's a scam. And we laughed. So.
Right.
Anyway, so basically, how to avoid them. So first off, take a deep breath, slow down, and then verify the information. You can hover over email addresses to make sure that that's the right email. If there's a click on the link, you can click on, hover over the link and look at it to see if it's actually a legit link. And then more particular, only share your contact information with people that you call, not that call you. So, if you feel like you're being scammed or whatever, just hang up the phone and call your bank, or hang up the phone and call your credit card company. And they ask questions, what's your favorite ice cream? What's the favorite vacation spot? So certain things they ask you, so
Security
they know,
questions,
they know
yeah.
that it's you. And the other thing is always keep your device secure. So like when you're at the airport, don't click on
Unsecured networks.
Unsecured networks.
Yeah.
And then use strong passwords and use more than one, because if you have one and you get compromised financially, then obviously that's every financial account that you have.
Yeah, and especially use a different password for every different login. And this is the kind of stuff we will be talking about at our Vibrant U next week. So as humans, we're very trusting. We want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Plus, we're Minnesota nice.
Yeah, and we're
That's right.
Minnesota nice, exactly, and even nicer in Litchfield. But so just kind of keep your head on a swivel, so to speak, which basically means just you need to be aware, kind of be cautious. For the average American, the chance of being scammed, hacked, or having card fraud in a given year is somewhere between 25 and 38%. So that's 1 in 3. So, I mean, almost everyone has either been scammed or will be. So it's something to make sure that you kind of know what's coming up or know what's going on. So, there's way more to learn, which is why we are having the Vibrant U Hackers, Scammers, and AI next Wednesday. It'll be at Meeker Energy at 5:30. It's free. Just come in and we've had very good success with the Dreaming of Streaming, and this one here is just as interesting to come and watch and learn. So we invite you to come in. We've got some snacks, and water and pop that are going to be provided. All right, Bo?
Yeah, and if you have questions, if you aren't able to make it to the event and just want to talk to us a little bit about this more, you can always just give us a call at our office number 693-3231. We'd be happy to answer questions that you have. You can also just go on our website, vibrantbroadband.com. We have a lot of resources on there as well. And you can catch the replay of our episodes here on Facebook, on our YouTube channel. Just search Vibrant Broadband. And as always, you can listen live here Wednesday at 10:30 on KLFD.
All right. Thank you, Jeff, for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
Tune in next week for another Vibrant You Live.
Vibrant broadband internet.